This here is our pathogen. It's a nasty little bugger. It is viral in nature, has some genetic material inside, and some beautiful, simple triangle antigens. This pathogen is looking for a way to get into the body. Its job is to get past our first lines of defense. Our skin serves as a great first line barrier and shields us from many of the world's pathogens. The mucus that lines our breathing passages and our hairs that line our breathing passages act like nets that trap pathogens as they enter our bodies. As we inhale, our throat is lined with cilia, small little hairs-like structures that also act like filters. In the event that our first line of defense is broken, we must first respond by launching an attack. That attack comes in the form of inflammation. If you recall from our textbook reading, if you receive a sliver is probably the worst thing. We're going to have this nasty blue sliver that's going to break the first line of defense. Notice I have some swelling, and this is because we have veins and arteries that flow within the dermis layer of our skin, and within those veins and arteries, we have little blood cells called macrophages or phagocytes that get pumped to the scene of the injury, and they leave the blood system and they come to the scene in order to eat any pathogen that came in. So we're going to say the yellow dots are maybe a bacteria that snuck in on this little sliver, and those green white blood cells are our macrophages or our phagocytes, and they're going to munch. In the event that they eliminate all of the pathogens, we are back to normal, back to homeostasis, but every once in a while, maybe a pathogen will sneak past this inflammatory response, sneak into our blood, and then go to a different part of the body. So, the pathogen has made it past your first line of defense and past your inflammatory response. Now it is the job of your immune cells to eliminate the pathogen. The two most prominent players in this form of immune response is the T cells and the B cells. There are other cells involved, but for the sake of our learning, we're going to stick to these main cells. The T cell's primary goal is to eliminate. The issue is it's not very effective at eliminating until it's kind of told who to eliminate. This is where the B cell comes into play. The B cell is a cell that doesn't actually go to the battlefield. It stays in a safe place in your body and produces a molecule called an antibody. Antibodies are frequently drawn as Y-shaped structures. These are proteins that go to the scene of the infection, and these antibodies attach to the pathogen's antigen, or that spike. Okay? As it binds to the spike, two things happen almost immediately. The pathogen can no longer infect healthy cells if its antigens are blocked with antibodies, as well as the T cell now knows who to clearly eliminate because the pathogen has been marked with these antibodies. So the T cells can mount a swift attack and eliminate the pathogen. In a simple sense, this is how your immune system protects you from pathogens.